Okay. Let's sing Namo Tassa. Pay respect to the Buddha. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everybody. Our members and devotees of the temple, and all the Buddhists and non-Buddhists alike. Those who are joining and listening and practicing mindfulness meditation. Today is our last week or the last day of a meditation course. Usually we always have one-day meditation retreat after the meditation course. But unfortunately, this time around, we will not be able to hold the one-day meditation retreat due to coronavirus. Maybe we're trying the next time, our next meditation course, and as well as a meditation retreat. In fact, meditation is not a talking subject and not a listening subject. Meditation needs more practice. I'm sure many our members and devotees, Buddhists, have already listened to some meditation talks. Without practice, meditation doesn't work. Meditation is the practice. It's not listening, it's not teaching subject. Okay, I have only a few questions last week. When doing meditation, I find it hard to maintain balance as my body tends to wobble as soon as I raise one foot, particularly when I deliberately walk slowly. The body movement is very distracting. Please advise, how can I achieve mindful walking? Thank you. As I'm discussing it the first week, when you try to get too slow deliberately, you cannot keep your body in balance. Your body is not balanced. There are two reasons. When you look too close and when you walk too slow, then you cannot keep your body in balance. So then that means if your body is not balancing, you may need to walk a bit faster. If you are not get used to with the slow walking, just walk just a merely slower than normal pace. And you meditate only 2 stages in one step. Lifting and dropping, lifting, dropping. That could be enough. Only when you get used to with your pace, then you can walk a bit slowly. As I always say, the slower is the better. However, if you try to get too slow deliberately, your body is not balanced. So my advice for that is, probably due to you look too close or you walk too slowly. That's why look a little bit far, then walk a bit faster, then I should be all right. Do not walk too slowly. Bhante, my knee hurts when I do walking meditation after 10 minutes. What is your advice? So here's the 2 questions. Your knees hurt only when you do walking meditation or whenever you walk. Whenever you walk, your knee pain, then that means you need to see the doctor. But due to meditation is not a problem. Probably maybe you walk a bit too slow as well. Maybe when you walk a bit too slow, your body may be only on one leg. If you walk a little bit faster, the whole weight of your body may be imbalanced in two legs. So as a walking meditator or meditation, probably the same advice. Probably you walk a bit faster, then it should be all right. As I said, if you hurt without meditation, whenever you walk, then that means you need to see a doctor. Only when meditation time, then that means walk a bit faster. Do not try to get too slow. That means it takes time to get used to with this pace, a slow pace. The Singaporeans always walk faster. Then should be all right. Please walk a bit slow, a bit faster. But may I ask these few questions? I find it hard to just concentrate on my breath as my mind tends to wander. However, if I were to mentally chant, it would be so, while still maintaining my normal breathing. I don't get distracted so easily by wandering thoughts. Is it all right to meditate in that way? One thing is, chanting is part of a concentration meditation. Like I said, when we pay attention, when we are focusing on the external object, definitely is easier. Only when we focus on ourselves, so-called internal objects, we find it's harder. It's more difficult to concentrate on ourselves. That's why we don't want to get to do all these both. That's why earlier days, I suggest you to count your breathing. Maybe in out one, in out two, then should be all right. Reflecting the Buddha's attribute is the one thing. Then while you are meditating on mindfulness and meditation, you are also chanting. I don't think it is advisable. Please, if possible, please don't do it. You can concentrate better when you are mentally reciting Itipiso, means your mind is keeping very busy. In out breath, your mind is quite free. Noting is already finished, but the breathing is still on. After that, your mind goes off. That's why sometimes for the beginners, we keep our mind busy. Keeping our mind busy is very important. So in the commentaries of Mahasattipatthana Sutta, counting is also allowed or is advisable. So maybe you make your mind busy in out one, in out two. Not only that, in one, out one is still possible. But mostly we can concentrate in out one, in out two, in out three. While your mind is busy, then you'll have less distractions. I think because of that. Please try to count. Okay? Today, my three topics, in fact, only two topics. Meditation retreat, how to prepare for meditation retreat. And also, what it is Vipassana meditation. Many questions we see about Vipassana meditation. Today I will discuss what is the Vipassana, what is the mindfulness, and what is the concentration meditation first. In fact, Vipassana is seeing differently, seeing things indifferently, not as always we see. This is the Vipassana. Before meditation, we see things, this is a black, this is a white, this is a man, this is a woman, this is a lady, this is a gentleman. But after the meditation, or after the deep concentration, our views on things change, totally change. This means the Vipassana, opposite from the way we see. Vipassana. In that way, we try to see things the way they are. Now we don't see the way they are, the way it is. Mostly we see the appearance and looks, and then we dwell on the conventional truths. So let us say, let me use the analogy. What is a concentration and what is a mindfulness? What is the insight Vipassana meditation? As I said, no mindfulness, no concentration. No concentration, no insight. This is the process. First of all, we need to be mindful. If your mind is mindful, slowly and gradually, you can concentrate on single object. Is it called concentration? When your mind is concentrated, or you can concentrate on particular objects for a long time, then you come to realize the nature or the characteristic of the objects. Seeing the characteristic of the object is mean the Vipassana. So there are two ways even in our meditation techniques, samatha meditation and a Vipassana meditation, or concentration meditation and insight meditation. Concentration meditation in these days are talking about they are developing their concentration to the highest level and cheapest and deepest level. This is what we are talking about, the concentration. Without concentration, we cannot do Vipassana meditation. That's true. However, like your education, this is my analogy. Some people just graduate, let us say BA or Bachelor of Arts, BSc, Bachelor of Science, so then once someone graduated, then he leaves the universities and he works. Another one, he did not leave the university after graduation, BA or BSc. He just pursued his education for master degree and until PhD degree. After the PhD degree, he worked. So there are two different ways. One person just leave the university and work after the graduation. Another one stay pursuing his education until PhD. So which one is right, which one is wrong? We cannot say anything. Which one is good, which one is not so good? We cannot say as well. It depends. It depends. Let us say a second student called a PhD. At the time, the first student who just left the university earlier could be a millionaire as well. This is my analogy. Vipassana meditation here with me. We need some momentary concentration. Is it something like a BA or PSc? It's a momentary concentration. After the momentary concentration, he changed his meditation techniques and follow the Vipassana meditation. It's like a first student. The second one is this concentration meditation. After graduation, he still continues or pursue his education and master degree, PhD degree, the same concentration and meditation. Someone achieves some level of a concentration. Then he doesn't stop to develop his concentration. Trying to develop higher and higher until he achieved the jhana level. It's like a PhD. After the jhana level, they go to Vipassana or insight meditation. This is the difference. Mindfulness and meditation, then after developing some concentration, directly goes to Vipassana insight meditation. Some say samadhi or concentration meditation, they keep on developing their concentration until jhana level. After have achieved the jhana level, they go to Vipassana. Anyhow, in fact, in order to realize the characteristic of all these objects or meditation objects, needs Vipassana or insight meditation. Only insight meditation could have to see things the way they are, to see it the way it is. Concentration, just developing concentration. The name of the peace of the mind is, peace of the mind is the name of the concentration. When you have a concentration, your mind is peaceful. But feeling peaceful and then realizing is a totally different things. Peaceful mind can help for realization. However, peaceful mind itself is not wisdom. But peace can help wisdom. Wisdom is insight. So, even though this week is a 5th week, the last week of a mind meditation course, your practice is not there yet. That is why, please take a note, it's just for knowledge for you. Probably after listening to it, once I have heard, that's all. Do not keep your mind. Just take a note as for knowledge. So this is two different things, two different ways of concentration meditation and a Vipassana meditation. Can I repeat it one more time? Vipassana meditation is something like you work after graduation. Concentration meditation is like you are still pursuing your education path until you hold the highest degree. In these days we call PhD. It's the same like that. So Vipassana. In fact, techniques is nothing much change. When we have some concentration, like in a momentary concentration, a meditator is following the mind, Vipassana insight meditation. Skip meditating on the names and the forms, especially names and the forms. Now what we are meditating is the name of the object. The name of the object means even your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. In and out are the names. It's no object. Let's say when you are doing walking meditation, left, right, left, right, left, right. These are also the names. Lifting, moving forward, dropping, pressing. These are also names. So then that means in the mindfulness meditation level, we have to use the names of the objects. Like a breathe in, breathe out. Sleepiness, itchiness, drowsiness, heaviness, pain, lifting, pushing. All these are names. So in order to build up for concentration and mindfulness, we need to use the names of the object. So far, we are still meditating on the names of the object. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Without these names, we cannot develop our concentration. So we use it. However, so long as we are meditating on the names of the object, we cannot see the object for sure. Two different things. The names of the object and the object is two different things. So Vipassana meditation, a meditator already developed a momentary level of concentration, then he or she is going to do insight meditation. Concentration must be strong enough to see the object, not only the names of the object. If the concentration is strong enough to see the object, then meditators skipped all these conventional sayings, men and women and legs and hands and face and nose, all these things. Just directly go to the object. Then this is the crossroad between concentration and mindfulness, insight meditation. It's a crossroad. Concentration level can still meditate on the names of the object. But insight level, skip the names. Let us say we are meditating on the breath. Breathe in, out. This is the names of the air or the air element. Mainly our meditation object, what we always, most of the time, meditating is the air object, the air element. So the Vipassana insight meditator does not skip the names, in, out, these are names. So just directly go to the air elements. Just trying to see the air element. Then this is a crossroad. First of all, we meditate on the names of the objects. Second level, the beginning or the foundation of the insight meditation, a meditator meditate on the object. He or she does not need the names. Directly go to the names, like our friendships. If we are not familiar with somebody, we need the names. Names are very important at that time. What's your name? What's my name? So on. But when we come to know each other very well, names it doesn't matter. No need at all. In that way, first of all, a meditator skip the names of the objects. The same way when you walk in meditation, normal stages, just see the process of a stepping. Trying to see the whole process. Then, no names is blocking. So long as we are meditating on the names are blocking our view. We cannot see the true object. So meditator just trying to see the object. So second level. No? If a meditator is trying to see the object or the process, then a meditator come to see the nature of the object. So this is the third level. First, the names of the object. The meditator skip the names, then he meditate on the objects. If he or she meditate on the object, breathing only the wind elements. Walking, the whole process. Then the third level, then a meditator come to see the characteristic of the objects. 3 levels. the names of the object, and the characteristic of the object. Seeing the characteristic of the object is the beginning part of Vipassana. Not really Vipassana yet, but beginning part of the Vipassana. So what we're going to see, what is the characteristic of the object? There are two types of the characteristics. Individual characteristics and universal characteristics. Individual characteristics means when I'm meditating on the air, a meditator come to see the characteristic of the air element. What is the characteristic of the air element? It's a pushing, swaying, sometimes pulling down, sometimes vibrating. All these are the characteristics of the wind elements. The same way sometimes we may experience so-called the earth element as well. Sometimes hardness and softness. Maybe you may even sit on the same floor, on the cushion, but even the cushion looks very hard. In that way, at that time you are not meditating on the names of the object, not even the object. You are meditating on the characteristic of an individual object. Each and every phenomena has each and every characteristic. Like the water, the fluidity. Something like in salivas or teardrops. All these are the fluidity of the water element. Meditator may experience because we have only these four great elements. But most of the time we meditate on the wind element. That's why it is likely to see the characteristic of the wind element first. Because we always meditate on the wind element, so-called the breathing. Even when we are walking, if you have a deep concentration, you don't see your legs. You don't even see the movement of your legs. You see something inside is making your legs move. It's nothing. This is the water, the wind element. The wind element is making us to move. It's lifting, pulling down. So at this level, a meditator is not seeing his legs, or not seeing merely a movement. See the characteristic, inner characteristic of the wind element. So at this part, we could say the beginning part of Vipassana or insight meditation. Each and every physical or mental phenomena has each and every characteristic, not the same. So this is the first characteristic. It's called individual characteristics. Okay, a meditator keep on still doing in Vipassana, so-called Vipassana meditation. Does not need to change the techniques. Then, when he had more deeper concentration, more awareness, sharper attention, then finally a meditator comes to see the universal characteristic of the meditation object. So what is the universal characteristics? In the Buddhist teaching, nothing more, just impermanence, suffering, and no soul, no self. That's it. Whatever object is in this universe has only the three characteristics. Man or woman, monk or lay people, city or mountain. Anything, everything has only the three natures. Impermanence, suffering. Of course, the Materials do not have the last two. Material has only one nature, so-called impermanence. We living beings have three characteristics: impermanence. Constantly changing, nothing stays the same even for a moment. Keep on changing. Then due to keep on changing, that is suffering. Then also knows nothing. So, Vipassana meditation, actually the Vipassana means meditator come to see the universal characteristics. Or let us say, the water element is all impermanence. The wind element, impermanence. The earth element, the fire element, heat and cold, just come and go. Sometimes you may be too hot. Sometimes you may be too hot, too cold. This is a characteristic of the fire element. This fire element also rise and disappear. Sometimes fluidity, without reason, too much saliva in your mouth. What is? Nothing. Then this also doesn't last long. Then all these elements also rise, falling, disappear. So a meditator may not know that he or she is achieving this level. Whatever he or she is observing on that particular object, he or she sees only these two natures in practice: arising, disappearing. Something arises, then disappears. Let us say happiness. Happy feeling arises. That moments later, happiness disappears. Then next moment, sadness arises. Sadness also arises and disappears. In meditator's mind, at this level, nothing, no object, only two natures in meditator's mind, rises and disappears. Whatever it is, rises, disappears. Physical body, like physical condition, pain, rise and disappear. Pleasant feelings, rise and disappear. How about the second meditation object? Feelings. Pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, neutral feeling. Pleasant feeling arises. Then while you are observing on it, pleasant feeling disappear. At that time, meditator just really understand whatever it is in this universe has only two natures, arises and disappear. This is impermanence. True impermanence is not artificial. It's not shallow level. It's a deep level of impermanence. The same way consciousness, so-called the mind, even in a meditation time, sometimes you may get upset, you may get angry because of the pain or something, or even the anger also arises. Then while you observe on the anger, I'm getting anger disappear. Something loving kindness, any kinds of consciousness rises and disappear. So at this level, meditator does not see any other things except two natures, arises and disappear. By the mental object, the sustaining moment is not obvious. Of course, the physical objects, like a sensation related to our physical body, like numbness, stiffness, sustaining moment lasts longer. But mental objects, for the mental object, sustaining moment is not long enough to see. That is why meditators see only two. In fact, three moments: arising moment, sustaining moment, and a disappearing moment. Three natures: rise, sustain, disappear. Rise, sustain, disappear. The mental objects, if our meditation object is a mental object, like happy, sadness, sustaining moment is not long enough to observe. That's why meditators see only two characteristics, two natures, arises and disappear. So when he or she is seeing the arising disappearing, he or she is experiencing the nature or realizing the nature of impermanence. So this is Vipassana. This is Vipassana. To the Vipassana level, sometimes we may have a good experience, we may have even bad experiences. The body is keep on showing us, or the body is always it is. The only one thing is our eyes or our views observing on the body change. That's why sometimes we may have constructive moments, are very good. We can sit long, very long, but no problem. Sometimes we may have a negative or destructive moment. At the destructive moment, even we may have a deep concentration, sometimes a lot of disturbances, a lot of disruptions. So even in a meditation, we could have constructive moment or constructive duration and disruptive duration. A meditator has to take note. This is the nature. The nature will not always follow me. The nature is happening the way it is. Finally, a meditator is ready to accept no matter what is, whether it is a good experience or bad experience, constructive experience or destructive experience, positive experience or negative experience. These things are happening the way they are, based on the causes. Nothing I could do. Then meditative mind is strong enough, very strong. Realization, understanding, realization on the nature is very straightforward. At this level, we may call it let it be, let it go level. In fact, it's a quite high, almost the highest level of Vipassana. Let it be, let it go. In daily usage, it seems very easy, never mind, let it be. Never mind, let it go. In fact, it's not an easy one. Based on experience, these things are happening the way they are. So long as there are causes, the consequences will come. I cannot stop, either good or bad. The only one thing what I could do is stop the causes. That's all. So then the meditator is ready for good and bad experiences, constructive and destructive experiences, positive and negative experiences. Only after that, meditator's mind or meditator's realization is strong and deep enough. This is called Vipassana. This is called Vipassana. In summary, there are four levels. Mindfulness and then concentration level, we meditate on the names of the object. Okay? Then a crossroads. Someone who's going to do the Vipassana inside meditation, stop and skip meditating on the names or on the forms of the object. So, second level, meditator meditate on the object. The third level, meditator is seeing the characteristic of the object. But at this level, individual characteristics. Then a fourth level, meditator is seeing the universal characteristics. In the Buddhist teaching, only three. But in practice, when you are meditating, generally you will experience more about impermanence. Of course, sometimes suffering also see it. But because we are meditating on this physical body and our feelings and consciousness, so it's likely to see the impermanence nature. more clearly. If someone sees the impermanence, someone sees the suffering nature. If someone sees the suffering nature, someone already sees the no soul, no self nature, anatta. That's all. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. So what is the vipassana? What's the difference between concentration and vipassana? I give analogy. Someone who works after graduation. Then another one work only after he had PhD, the same as. 4 levels, the names of the object, the characteristic of the object. Okay, divide the characteristic in 2. Individual characteristics and a universal characteristic. First, we see the individual characteristics. Then after that, universal characteristic. No matter what, has only 3. This is called the vipassana. Like I said, it's just for knowledge. Just for your knowledge. Okay? The second topic is a meditation retreat. Usually, we have a 1-day meditation retreat after this course, but even the 1 day is a bit too short. To be honest, it looks a bit humorous, no? When I first time heard about the 1-day meditation retreat, then I just smiled. I could not have it. 1 day, what can you get from 1 day? I don't know. So I always say, my meditators, you may get almost nothing from a 1-day meditation retreat. Because 1 day, in fact, is not enough. So I would like to suggest you to do is, when you go for the meditation retreat, when you could find the times, at least try to join the meditation retreat, at least 7 days retreat. Generally, we are not get used to with the meditation posture, meditation practice for about 3 days. You will struggle for about 3 days. Sitting, too much pain and uneasiness. Not easy one. 4 o'clock, wake up. Then nothing much to do. Do walking meditation, sitting, walking, sitting, walking, sitting. Let us say you have breakfast. You cannot have your breakfast freely. You are advised to eat your food mindfully. Your movements are very slow. You eat mindfully. Then your breakfast finished. Then no rest. Do walking meditation, walking, sitting, equally. Generally 1 hour each. Then at lunchtime, you cannot take your lunch freely. Mindful. Take a food with mindfulness. Meditate on your action. Meditate on your movement of your hands. Then let us say your lunch is over. Then finish, you are going back to your place. You cannot go freely. Be mindful of your steps. This is the daily life. Be mindful. Then you walk slowly. Then walking, sitting. At 9 o'clock, generally meditation time's over. Then you go back to your room and you rest. Then you cannot rest freely. Be mindful even when you are resting. Maybe you may lie down on your sleeping bed, but be mindful. Then I always ask you to be mindful. Then you feel uneasy. So in order to get used to with this practice, at least you need minimum 3 days. So what I mean is that for about 3 to 4 days we struggle. We don't get anything from meditation retreat. We just get pain, numb, stiffness, mind wandering, sometimes feel happy, sometimes feel sad, a lot of expression. We disappoint our mind. We want to put our mind here, mind goes out, mind is out of control. So, to me, after coming back from 4 days retreat, you just ask, what did you get? Nothing, just pain and uneasiness. So I always say, at least meditation retreat for the beginners, at least it should be 7 days retreat. If you could find time, please join at least minimum 7 days retreat. If possible, try to join 10 days retreat. The longer, the better. After the 4 or 5 days, then we get used to with the position, sitting position, we are all right. We do not have much problem, not much pain, not much stiffness, not complain, nothing at all. Then you can sit longer, and your concentration is deeper. Only when you have a concentration, you could feel the peace of the mind. Many meditators always ask, how long will it take in order to get a peace of the mind? The answer is, how deep can you concentrate? Or how long can you concentrate on a single object? This is the answer. When you can concentrate on a single object for about half an hour to 45 minutes, I'm sure the peace of the mind will be there. Your mind still wandering, moving from this object to that object, then there is no peace of the mind. The name of the peace of the mind is concentration. When you have a concentration, our mind is peaceful. Okay? So, for the meditation retreat, if possible, please try to join maybe 7 days retreat, 10 days retreat, or 1 month retreat. The longer, the better. You could join anywhere, even in Singapore. So like Asan and Goenga, or the other CROs from Mahasi also come and conduct the meditation retreats, mostly in St. John Island, 7 days or 10 days. Do not join a 4 or 5 day retreats if you are beginners. You struggle for 4 or 5 days, and you just merely overcome from all these problems. Meditation is over. So the longer and the better. In the meditation centers, so I always suggest, at home you can sit wherever you want, wherever you feel comfortable, whether it's on the cushion or the chair, no problem. But if you are able-bodied, if you do not have any physical problems, in meditation center, no one will provide you chair. So you have to sit on the floor. So maybe please try to get used to with the sitting position. So many meditators, so they cannot afford to provide you a chair. So just try to get used to it. Sitting position is helpful. In fact, it's very helpful. When you sit on the floor, we need more energies. If you sit on the chair, you don't need much energies. In meditation, remember, we need a lot of energies. Once we lack the energy, we fall asleep. Falling asleep is the meaning, it's the lacking of the energies. Then another thing is, in meditation center or meditation retreat, you are advised to keep 8 precepts, whether you are Buddhist or non-Buddhist. In meditation center, you are advised to keep 8 precepts. So logically speaking, what are these 8 precepts? Let us say, like in taking food after 12. Didn't that mean? So maybe logically you may ask, what is wrong with this? Nothing wrong. Taking dinner is nothing wrong, in fact. But the one thing is, when we are meditating, when we are following the spiritual path seriously, we need to put down some unnecessary things in our life. Our life is too heavy because of the unnecessary things. Only when we can put some unnecessary things, our light is lighter. We have more time and more energies to practice. Let's say like taking dinner. Is there something wrong? No, it's nothing wrong. The only one thing is, in fact, for survival, it's not necessary. That's a key point. Without dinner, we could still survive. Then as a serious meditator, why you take it dinner? Not necessarily take dinner. Without dinner, you can still survive. So don't take. Same like this. Like the 7th precepts, listening to radio and then listening to the music and then singing and dancing and using the perfumes and then beautifying oneself. These are the precepts. So these precepts also we can approach in that way. You know? All these are no survival. Without singing, without dancing, we could still survive. So in the Buddhist practice, or when you are doing serious meditation, or you join the meditation retreat, you are believe that you can stop all these things. No internet, no Wi-Fi. But contact number will be there. If the family member got something wrong, then the person in charge will inform you. But you are not allowed to use phones or internet or Wi-Fi to stop all these things. So, in fact, the 8 precepts in brief, it means putting down some unnecessary things in our life. Like a monk. Yeah, I understand the monk's life is lighter than lay people. You may probably think for your hairs, where to cut and how. We don't have to think of all these things, just shave it, that's finished. Right? So then that means simpler life is better for meditators. Putting down some unnecessary burden in our life is better. Then you have more times and more energies. This is the meaning of keeping the 8 precepts. You have more times and more energies to do that. You don't have to think, what will be our dinner? If they provide you dinner, even while you are meditating, you may be hungry, then you may probably think, yesterday our dinner was what? Today what will be? And so on. So no dinner, then that means stop. Nothing. After lunch, nothing more. Then you can focus on meditation. Then I also encourage you. For us, we could organize only 1-day meditation retreat because of our accommodation and our activities in the temple. So far, in Singapore, my life in Singapore, I have organized only once 10 days meditation retreat, organized by NUS and NTU students. And in our temple, we cannot organize more than 1-day retreat. So for some experience, if we organize, please join our 1-day meditation retreat. And I also encourage, please find time to do your homework, daily meditation as well. Mindfulness meditation means trying to be mindful on whatever we do. This is a mindfulness meditation. First day I discussed sitting, standing, walking, lying down. This is what we do. Then that means be mindful, whatever you do. Sitting, mindful. Whatever you do while you are sitting, do it mindfully. Same your office works. Do it mindfully. You are walking while you are sitting. Okay. Here the same way, when I'm sitting, I'm scratching. Then that means I must be mindful on what I am doing. The same way when you're walking, then your movement or whatever the subject you are focusing, this is the mindfulness. So mindfulness means teaching the mindfulness. Then second level, our movement and our activities. The smaller activities. First one is the bigger activities. Sitting, standing, walking, and lying down. This is the bigger postures. Then even when we are sitting, we do some things. These are smaller activities. If we are mindful on these 4 postures and smaller activities, then we could be a bit more mindful on our daily lives. That for sure, the Buddha's teaching, the Vipassana Sutta, or the four foundations of the mindfulness, the Buddha explained in details of our bodily movement. And as well, the Buddha explained about feelings, very, very important. Let me share one experience about the feeling. And the hard truth, Mr. Lee's, your past ex-prime minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew said, his friends are suffering from cancer. It's a terminate level, cannot cure. Then the doctor, someone advised him to meditate, to just focus on, I am dying. Don't think some other things. Just mentally focus on that, I am dying. That's it. So at least he got concentration on that object. I am dying. In fact, it's a Buddhist teaching. So same we are feeling. So when we have a pleasant feeling, just take a note. When we have unpleasant feeling, just take a note. If we can take a note on our feelings, then we have time to control our mouth first. Then if our concentration is deeper, to some level, we can suppress all these negative emotions. First level, we try not to speak and not to act with negative emotions. Second level, we try to suppress these negative emotions. The third level, absolute level, is keeping uproot. Third level, final level is uprooting. Our level is not there yet. We're just trying to suppress our negative feelings and negative emotions, negative thoughts in that way. So meditation, mindfulness and meditation is just trying to be mindful, just trying to watch our daily activities, our movement, our actions, and our feelings. If our feelings are negative, if possible, try to stop. If not possible, don't let it go to our mouth and our actions. In that way, if we are mindful, we can be more positive, not only for ourselves, for the people around us as well. If we speak something with the anger, the other side get upset, then later we regret as well. So mindfulness here, meditation in daily life, we're just trying to be mindful on our daily activities, our actions and our daily activities, trying to be mindful on our feelings in the same way, trying to be mindful on our mind. Okay, that's all for today. Then I hope, please keep your meditation, trying to be about 20 minutes a day without a fail. After 5 or 6 months later, just look back yourself. You are better person. You are more constructive. You are more constructive. You are kind more than before. But do not look back very often. Trying to do about half an hour a day, trying to do meditation for half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour a day. Then without a faith, trying to do it. Then about 6 months or 1 year later, you are better. You can manage your emotion better. You have less negative thoughts. And then your action and your speeches are more polite and more constructive in that way. So even though our 5 days or 5 weeks meditation course over, I encourage you and I wish you to carry on your practice 20 minutes or to half an hour a day. Okay? Thank you very much, and I wish you to be well and safe and free from coronavirus. And also I wish may you be able to keep your practice, meditation, mindfulness meditation practice. May you be able to be more mindful on your daily activities, on your feelings, and on your mind. Thank you very much.